You've heard it before. I always had a crush on you, or I wanted you so bad in high school. Girls will more often than not leave the guy of their dreams alone instead of making a move. Over the years, I've learned the signs that work like a charm in knowing if she thinks you're interested or not. Her friends know about you. If a girl talks about you to her friends, does it mean anything? Yes! It's one of the first signs to show that a girl's into you. If she brings you around her friends and they have a good idea of who you are, it means that she's talking about you a lot. You see, when girls find a guy that sparks their interest, they tend to brag about them to their friends. Chances are these girls have even read your text and have responded to them on her behalf. When a girl seeks your attention and it seems like you're not interested, she falls back to her team and asks for suggestions on how to get you. On a side note, if you give her a chance, you might have to win her friends over as punishment for giving them a hard time if you want that relationship to progress. Her body language changes whenever she sees you. Compared to boys, girls show a lot more body language cues when they like someone. From experience, they tend to do things that usually bring you near them. She'll always remember the things that you say and often bring it up more than most women who may not be interested. She might also get touchy and probably go out of her way to make you feel welcome and, if possible, happier. The reason why I'm not saying something like, she'll play with her hair or her jewelry and suck in her stomach to make herself look more presentable, is because it sounds very much theoretical in nature rather than the actual things that women do. No one in their right mind would care to look to see if a woman sucks in her stomach to look less fat. Not all women play with their hair, and not all women flirt exactly the same. Not all women are the same. It's a weird thing. Cultural differences might also determine how a lady shows she's attracted, but all in all, the behavior behind it is usually the same. One thing that I've come to realize is how incredibly vague a woman can be. They fail a lot to express themselves and expect men to do the needful if they're interested. It's one of those double standards of dating where they expect men to risk their pride, their self-worth, all of that for them. And many of these ladies are not willing to do the same. Right now, all you're looking for are behavioral patterns. For example, when you text a girl, you can easily tell if she likes you by the tone that she uses to talk to you. Most of the time, it's not a singular thing they do. Rather, it's a combination of small things that you can pick up on. So, if a girl seems flirty, smiles around you, touches you from time to time, and is willing to keep the conversation going, it might be safe for you to ask her out. She asks for your advice or opinion. A girl who likes you will always want to talk every time. Now, this could be about anything. If a lady really likes you, you'll suddenly become the go-to person for everything aside from God. She's probably doing this for two major reasons: to flatter you or to find a casual excuse to start a conversation. Somehow, it's a sign that she respects you and also thinks highly of your opinion. Now, at this point, you're not like other guys she's lived in the friend zone. You are her king and she wants you to lead her. She dresses to impress you. The first and foremost important thing to understand with clothes, hairdos, jewelry, shoes, and more is that it is a form of nonverbal communication. I'm sure you've heard this. 60 to 65% of communication is done without words, nonverbal. As it turns out, women are naturally good nonverbal communicators, especially when they have someone in mind. For a woman, dressing to impress means looking as feminine as possible. However, this depends on the person. For example, if she's interested in a man who is a playboy, she might wear something a little skimpy. If she knows that she might run into you again, might do this. Women definitely know the right way to attract somebody, so if you notice them dressing up a bit more, they might have a crush on you. Maintains eye contact. It is a fact. If a girl stares at you for more than 3 seconds, it could mean that she's attracted to you. On another note, she may just be trying to gather more information about you. In those instances, it's important that you approach her with kindness and understanding if you happen to think she's interested in you. Some ladies may not have the strength to maintain eye contact for long. These girls may be shy or nervous, so just pay attention to her body language and behavior. She gets your humor. When a lady laughs at every word, it means two things. It's either she loves your sense of humor and enjoys talking to you, or she's attracted to you. It could be a sign that she likes you, especially when she only does it with you. She supports you. A lady who likes you will always be interested in your well-being, even more than your best friend. She just wants to know everything about you and support you in any way that she can. At one point, she'll even defend you in the presence of her friends when it's a stupid argument. If she wants you, she won't make it hard for you. That is one of the greatest pieces of advice I've ever heard about women. Initially, I didn't really believe that. I believe that all girls have some level of self-respect and we have to do a lot to get their approval. However, over the years, I've realized that The statement can't be any more false. She won't make things difficult for you, especially when she likes you. Now, this does not mean that she will hit on you. You're still the guy, and you're generally going to have to make the move. But if you do it correctly, girls that are already into you will easily succumb to your advances. The reason why I'm saying this is because there are some guys who are watching this right now and still trying to get that girl of their dreams. For some, they spent a lot of money and time with nothing in return. For your own mental health, please stop. The ones who really like you will not waste your time, and they certainly won't waste your money. If you don't feel the vibes, kindly move on to the next person. There are way too many women in this world to waste your time on someone who doesn't give a damn about you. So, what do you do when a girl likes you and you like her back? Tell her. Now that you know she has feelings for you, don't wait for everything to be perfect before you take action. Tell her you like her too. You can take it a step further by asking her out on a date. You can also ask about her intentions. Does she want to be friends with benefits, or does she want to jump into a relationship? That's something that you need to know to ensure both of you are on the same page. Her intentions will tell you what to do. And please, relax. It's much better when a lady chooses you. Any possibility of rejection has now gone down to zero. So when you're on a date or having a conversation with her, don't overcomplicate things and don't stress yourself unnecessarily. Ensure that you maintain your frame and be true to yourself. So what do you do when a girl likes you but you don't like her back? You tell the truth. Letting someone down is not easy. Sometimes telling a little lie might seem like a good idea so that they don't take your rejection personally. But I know you're trying to spare her feelings. You shouldn't lie about it. Telling the truth is always the best bet. The only way out is through, as they say. Try to also be gentle. The fact that you're saying the truth doesn't mean you should be raw. You can still speak the truth and be polite, kind, and respectful. It's like sugarcoating, but with stevia instead. Let her know that you acknowledge her feelings for you. But you're not interested. You already have feelings for somebody else, or you just want to be friends with her. Either way, rejection hurts, but this clear-cut response will help her move on. Get prepared for her reaction too. While some girls will definitely nod and smile after being rejected, other girls might take it a little bit worse and cry their eyes out. No matter her response, just be prepared for it. No matter the result, let her know that you're sorry and know that she will find someone great for her. So what if she likes you, but you don't know how you feel? Don't fight it. Take some time to think it over and just see what you want to do. And if you can't make up your mind, you can ask her out, but you have to let her know that you're not promising a relationship because you still can't explain how you feel about her. You could also tell her that you need more time if you aren't ready to go on a date. Frame. Why these ladies are attracted to you. Frame as a concept has been around for a very long time. Just like many of us, the first time I came across this term was during the pickup era, even before manosphere circles were created. Frame simply represents your core values, beliefs, worldview, ethics, and sense of self. As it turns out, this is one of the reasons why that girl is attracted to you. Sadly, not all men have this trait. A large part of having a strong frame is knowing who you are right now, and also where you want to be. So let's ignore women for a moment. Frame's also important when you're dealing with your friends, coworkers, and other social bodies around you. Frame is not just another tactic for getting girls to drool over you. Nothing to do with that. It's just a byproduct. If you got a weak frame, you'll say yes to everything a woman says. You'll also try to please everybody, and you will lose yourself as a result. Women don't like men who are not firm in their decisions. They don't like men who are not emotionally stable, and that's why having a man with a weak frame is very scary for her. As a man, having a strong frame means that you're able to keep your emotions in check. You're the captain, and your job is to lead her and show no signs of weakness despite the situation. Take, for instance, she's freaking out. She's asking for something petty, and you don't agree with it, but you still listened. You give her your undivided attention and let her waves of emotional tantrums hit you. And like a good, stoic, and emotionally regulated individual, you check in with yourself. How do you feel about this emotional request? You think about it, and then you act. Right there is where perfect harmony is achieved. At this point, you're able to calm down the waves of female nature with your masculine nature, and that is why women want men that have a strong frame. Now, over the years, I've noticed a lot of complaints about having to stay strong as a man. Some say it's hard, and others say you're not being true to yourself if you always show your strong side. But that's not true. Frame is no different than your being. It's not about staying strong. It is the core nature of every man that has been slowly lost in the generations of weak men. So many men now are becoming too feminine, choosing to be emotional rather than logical. This is why men who complain about shit tests and female emotions are pathetic. These are just stories that come with having a woman in your life. Frame is the space between emotions and actions. You're the captain of your ship, and what good is a captain who's always afraid of the stormy seas? So don't be scared of your own ship. Strengthen your boat, raise your oars, and sail. That said, you can also turn the ship around if the storm is too demanding. Especially when you're dealing with women who have bipolar disorder, you can leave. That's a frame too. The importance of having an abundance mindset as a man. Let's relate this to the subject at hand. Women are the spice of life, and they'll always be available when you need them. There's a lot of content out there that is not specific enough to work for many people. Most of the guys ignoring ladies give them the green light and are suffering from the one-itis syndrome. They're preoccupied with the chase of another. Sadly, fawning and preserving over one girl who doesn't give a hoot about you is just wrong. I've experienced that too, so to an extent, it has also deprived me of peace. So I don't want you to go through that route. And let me tell you what I did. The abundance mindset is something that every man should have. With this mindset, you'll stop trying to succeed with women. Rather, you'll be trying to succeed with them. Female hypergamy is real, and you should never be surprised when a woman leaves you for whatever reason, even the one that likes you. The more you become attractive, the more powerful you become. It doesn't matter if they're pretty sexually generous, difficult, or respectful. They will only be your opportunities if you choose to stay on track and maintain frame.